Hey everyone, welcome back. We are on week 2 of our journey, only 50 weeks to go for mastering our relationship with ourselves, right? So last week we talked about self-awareness, which is a foundational step in creating a fulfilling and authentic life, right? So I hope you've been reflecting on how self-awareness is opening up new doors for you because it will absolutely happen. And today we are going to dive into something that self awareness helps us to uncover: toxic patterns. So these are the behaviors, beliefs, or habits that we have that keep us stuck in negative cycles. Think of them as like little invisible chains holding you back from living the life that you truly deserve. And remember, they're little invisible chains, they're not real. So, by the end of this video, you will not only understand how to identify the patterns, but also learn how to take the first steps towards breaking free from them. So, let's get started. All right, first, we're going to talk about some of the most common toxic patterns that many of us experience. If you've been around my channel for a while, then you know what number one is: negative self talk. What is negative self talk? It's the inner voice that tells us we're not good enough, we're too this, we're too that, we'll never succeed. That's negative self talk. Then we've got a close runner up: people pleasing, right? Oh, so no more people pleasing. Constantly putting other people's needs ahead of our own at the expense of our own well-being is not okay. And that is a toxic pattern. And we're going to stop doing that this year. We're going to stop that. All right. Another thing that I'm not sure I've brought up before is avoiding emotions, distracting yourself from feelings like sadness, anger, or fear instead of processing them, right? Does that sound familiar? Well, don't worry about it. I obviously wouldn't have brought it up if I haven't heard it at least 100 times, which lets you know you are not alone. All right. These patterns are incredibly common, but they're also incredibly limiting. That's why, I mean, when we really break it down, we're all human. We're all human, right? But some humans tend to be more successful at something. Why? Because they just do it, right? They get rid of these toxic behaviors that most of us have, and they say, you know what, I don't care. I'm going to do it anyway because it's me. This is who I am. Authentically who we are speaks volumes and creates massive like growth within us and around us. All right, so let's first, we're going to have to figure out how to spot the patterns, right? So let's do that. We start by asking, what situations make me feel stuck or drained? And I have another video on that. I'm going to link it for you. This stuckness phenomenon that we have going on in this world, or at least in our country. Different video, I'll link it. All right. Do I have reoccurring thoughts or habits that leave me feeling unhappy or unfulfilled? Do you? What are you doing? What are you doing that you're not happy with, feel unfulfilled? What is it? Write it down. This is something that could go in your journal. How do I handle discomfort? Do I face it or do I run from it? What do you do? Most of us, we zone out. Music, TV, social media, video games, whatever we do, most of us run from it. We're going to learn how to confront it. All right. So there was a girl that I worked with, and she was the epitome of people pleaser. And I don't know, let's just call her Erica. So Erica was the people pleaser, that she was always saying yes to everything because she didn't want to be left out and she didn't want to let other people down. We eventually, the girls that I worked with, we called her out. We were like, why are you always saying yes? You're always saying yes. And then you come in and you're talking about how drained you are and how exhausted you are and all of these things. She was a nurse. So, right, she's a caretaker. And part of her role in life as a nurse is to take care of other people. And sometimes our work roles extend through, our whole life. And sometimes we become whatever profession, we join whatever profession because of our caretaking or whatever task oriented, whatever it is, pattern that we have. So, we, of course, we were therapists. So we started pointing it out to her and saying, "What are you doing? Why do you keep doing this?" And we told her, you know, write it down. This week, I want you to write down every single thing that you have said yes to, that you absolutely did not want to do, and how you felt when you did not do it. I want you to write down every single thing that you wish that you said no to, but that you did anyway, and how you felt doing that thing that you did not want to do. And she did that. And eventually she was like, "Oh my gosh, I really do this." But she didn't recognize it. She just thought, "Oh, this is just who I am. This is just, this is just what I do." So is very important. Like, write those things down and you will start to spot those patterns that you have. All right. And then that helps us to actually break free from those patterns. Because if we don't know they're there, there's literally nothing to break free from because we don't know there's a problem. Journaling is so important for reflection. It really, really, really helps. Journaling about your triggers, your reoccurring habits, become aware of what you do all the time. That is a huge step in the right direction. So, we're going to make some behavior changes. Taking one small step will start to shift the pattern. So, for example, replacing negative self talk with affirmations. That might work for you. Seeking support, whether it's talking to a friend, a therapist, joining a supportive community. You don't have to do this alone. Remember, progress takes time. Celebrate the small wins as you go. Now, here's your challenge for this week. I want you to identify one toxic pattern in your life, write it down, and commit to making a small change to address it. It doesn't have to be something big, something small to address it. If you feel comfortable, you can share it in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you and be able to cheer you on. Next week, we are actually going to shift gears a little bit to something exciting, something I actually really love and get excited about, which is setting intentions for growth. All right. And it is not about rigid resolutions, it's about creating a mindset that helps you grow and thrive. So, until next time, you know what to do. Stay empowered, stay authentic, and stay true to yourself. I'll see you in the next video.